you hear me? Awesome. Okay. So Lauren did a great job of introducing us. Now we're going to move on to what we're going to talk about for today. If you are in this room, more than likely you are a timer and you're interested about how you can utilize RunSignup's to get more clients. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Cam is going to go over Sales 101 with you. And then I'm going to take it over and talk a little bit more about the timing services with the functionality behind the platform. We'll touch on RaceJoy. There was a webinar on RaceJoy, so if you did not get a chance to watch that, you can check that out on Friday. And then we're going to wrap it up and conclude what you can do to package yourself to make more sales.
Well, guys, nice to meet everyone. My name is Cam with RunSignup. Thank you so much for being here. What I want to talk to you a little bit first off is sales. And I know a lot of us wouldn't call ourselves salespeople. We're race professionals, we're timers. But at the end of the day, we have a service that we want to provide to other people. And our job is to sell them on using our services. Timers can no longer just time races and deliver scored results. They must become race experts, technology experts, and a source for success. Your jobs have now become to ask questions of your clients, to help them have a successful race. You need to become that resource if a race is unsure or has doubts or just wants to know more. You need to be able to provide them those ideas, suggestions, and resources for those different race directors. To help you do that, we are going to jump into what I call Sales 101. So are you waiting on your clients? Or worse, are your clients waiting for you? So many salespeople across America will simply send an email, say, hey, let me know if there's anything I can ever do to help you out. I'm here to help you. Here's a list of my services. Let me know what I can do. And that's great contact. But is it enough? So many people want more connection, especially during this time when everything is through video, through just having a phone call or a human voice on the other end just builds that connection. Where we used to be able to go sit down and have coffee and talk to someone and see what their race was about, see how you could help them, what resources you could provide to them. An email just doesn't cut it anymore. It's a great contact to put out there, so that if someone needs to have your quick access to your email, to your phone numbers, things like that. But when you receive that lead and referral, are you setting up that phone call? Are you setting up time to have that conversation with them? Or are you simply sending out that email and waiting? This is the time to take control of your business. This is the time while other timers are sitting on the sidelines waiting for the business to come back or waiting for people to contact them. This is the time to go out and aggressively attack and earn business for you and your family. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're here to do, is provide an income and a well-being for our families. And that's what I'm here to help you guys to do. So yes, we're going to talk a little bit about sales and some of the statistics around that to kind of help you guys out. If you see here, these are just some great statistics that I've really encouraged me early in sales careers. 48% of salespeople nationwide do not call back. That means if you're even taking the time to make one phone call, then you are actually ahead of just about 50% of the nation's salespeople. 25% of salespeople will stop after 2 phone calls, just 2. Hey, how are you? This is Cam with RunSignup. A couple days later, hey, this is Cam, just following back up with you, and that's it. 12% make that 3rd phone call and then stop, and only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 phone calls. So what does that tell you? That there's an opportunity for you to be better than 90% of the salespeople out there, 90% of the other timers, to earn business for you and your family, to earn business in your community, to make a brand for yourself. You can have that chance, and it's right there on the table waiting for you guys. Sales success, only 2% of sales are made on the first call. Only 3% on the second, 5% on the third, 10% on the fourth call, and 80% of sales are made between the 5th and 12th phone call. So what that means is that you guys have that opportunity to be better than all the other timers out there, knowing now what it takes to actually hammer down that sale and make sure that you are the one that they go to. You take control by reaching out to your potential clients and having something new to talk about when you reach out. It can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 phone calls of the same message, just following up, just following up. You guys need to present a service to them. Present more of your service. Hey, I know we didn't talk about this, but I'd love to share more about ways that you can market out to your customers and market out to your participants. All of these services you can market as your own. We have a ton of services available, and these services can be listed out as your own services to offer out to your clients by bringing them into the RunSignUp platform. And Whitney's going to talk a little bit more about that later, so I'll leave that for her. But just know that these services are all yours at your fingertips to be able to offer out to everybody. So a little bit about how to find new races. Talk with your current races. Talk with those races out there that have the 2, 3, 4, 500 people events, and see what other events they're involved with. Maybe you don't have all of the events with yourself. Maybe there's an opportunity to grab a few more of their events that they have throughout the year. If those races and those race directors are not interested in any other races this year, if they have fallen into the trap of thinking, I'll wait till next year, that's great, that's fine. Here are some other offers. I'd love to help you out if you ever wanted to go to a virtual race or a challenge or anything along those lines. We have had huge success about challenges. Challenges have been taking off nationwide. It's now time that if race directors or timers get into the trap and the habit of saying, I'm gonna wait until people will just sign up for my race, they're gonna be behind the curve. And those who are going out and aggressively reaching out for new business, those are gonna be the ones that have success moving forward. They're gonna be the ones that people remember. They're gonna remember what they did for those race directors, and they're gonna be the ones called back after all this is wrapped up here. The other thing that you can do though with those race directors is say, hey, I understand that you're not wanting to do anything, or if they are, do you know anyone else that you've talked to, other race directors that might be interested? I'd love to help them out. You know, the same services and expertise that I've provided for you, I'd love to be able to provide that to someone else. Who do you know? They all have circles. They all have a sphere of influence, if you will. Tap into that. Tap into that and see what they can help you out with. Maybe they can introduce you to other businesses that are looking to do a corporate charity sponsored run. Maybe they're looking to do some sort of donation out there. Maybe they work with other organizations and can team you up with different running clubs or different Facebook groups, or the list goes on and on. How can you tap into their network to earn more money for you and your family? Secondly, parks and recreation, and just in general, the government municipalities in your area. A lot of these parks and recreations have lost funding, whether that's a full cut across the board, or if it's been a percentage of what they used to have. And because of that, they are looking for ways. We receive leads day in and day out of people looking for ways to raise money for their parks and recreation department. Maybe they had live events in the spring, summer, and potentially in the fall that have been canceled, postponed, or what have you. This is a chance to reach out to them and say, hey, I've got a great idea. When can I set up a call and have a conversation with you to share some of these ideas and brainstorm about how we can help you guys raise money during this time? A lot of these organizations are 1 or 2 contacts that have the full direction over events that happen in their parks and recreation area. So you can set up a virtual event for them, show them how easy it is to get started, and run them through it, and they'll be eternally grateful. They'll come back to you for their next events. And if we are able to have in-person events at a large scale again, guess who they're gonna call when they have that next park festival, or they have an event that's brand new and they have tons of sponsors that they want help organizing and arranging and managing. They're gonna call you. They're gonna be excited to work with you because of all the work you've done for them in the past. Nonprofit organizations are a great way to reach out to people. They are typically involved with large sects of the community, whether that be a religious, a community, a Parks and Rec sort of organization, They have people who support their causes and want to get involved, whether it's a gala, a dinner, or a fun run. A lot of these people have lost the ability to do galas, dinners, auctions, and things like that. So they are looking for ways now, not tomorrow, not months from now, looking for ways to replace that lost fundraising dollar that they over the spring and summertime months. They want help. These are organizations that were used to just sign up here, sign up on my Facebook, do this short little survey over here, and come to our event, and we'll check you off on an Excel spreadsheet. They're looking for help. They want to be able to do something, but they just don't know how. Are you reaching out to them? Think about the organizations in your sphere of influence. Are you involved with the Cancer Society in your area? Are you involved in any sort of scholarships, Rotaries? The list goes on and on. Are you involved in your PTA at school? Are you looking for ways to get kids active this summer instead of just sitting on the couch waiting for next year to maybe happen, maybe not? This, again, is your opportunity to really jump out there and get excited for these folks and really show them a passion for this sport. You guys have had the world at your opportunity, and they are waiting for you to call out. Are you calling them? Are you going to reach out to them and make sure that they are being taken care of? Because if you're not, someone else may be. That someone else is not going to be worried about you or putting money into your family's pocket. You guys have this opportunity to go out there. You guys have tons of tools to help people with social contact, to have that social distance between each other. You have virtual, you have challenges. You can really create some exciting events. You can help them with understanding how to use simple tools like Facebook. That seems like nothing for you guys, but for these guys, maybe they don't even have a Facebook page. You can be that trusted partner that comes along and helps really encourage their event. So again, who in your circle do you know that can help you build your brand and build your business? Who do you know in your circle that might not even be a race director yet, but would make an awesome race director because they know tons of people? Every event they have, people get excited for. Really think outside of the box during these times. And I promise you, you won't be let down by the results that you come up with. Anticipate their questions. So when you get on the phone with these people, you've got this meeting, you're all excited to get in front of them. They're going to have questions. What are some of those questions they may have? Contracts and pricing. Contracts and pricing, they're going to be very worried and very aware of what the bottom dollar figures are going to be. How can you show them a way to service them and give them all the things that they're looking for and show them how it can be affordable? Are you prepared to answer those questions? How hard will it be to set up? Is this something that you're going to help them from beginning to end, all the way through, from going through Race Wizard, all the way through setting up teams and fundraisers for them? Or is this going to be a, hey, I'm going to just simply time your race? You guys need to make that decision. Is this something that you're willing to move forward in and help these people with? Because people are looking for it. The account management team can tell you call after call after call that they have a very simple questions that they could be turning to you for. And once they understand how to do these simple questions, they'll be an awesome resource in your portfolio of races that are excited to work with you. How long does it take to get started? Again, these people have lost events, fundraisers, organizations have lost this fundraising dollar. How long does it take to get started is a question that's just screaming out, I want something now. Can you help me? They're going to ask it. Are you ready to help them with that answer? Fundraising and donations. How many deals have you potentially lost because you don't understand fundraising and donations, or you don't have an answer when they ask, can you help with that? You have a great tool with RunSignUp to be able to help these people have donations and fundraising directly into their event, integrated into the registration path so that people can get excited for it. And here's the thing, if you can easily answer if you can help them with fundraising and donations, and then you deliver with excitement, and they see how much they've actually fundraised and donated and received in donations during this time, they'll be excited to work with you next time. Not because they raised a lot of money by working with you, but because you helped them raise all this money. They're excited to work with you. You're no longer just the timer. You're no longer a hit on the bottom line. You are an asset as part of their event, and they want to bring you back in for the next one and the next one and the next one. Swag. I know some timers work with swag directly. I know some just have trusted partners that they will send people to. but are you letting people know that you'd be happy to help them with their swag, whether it's t-shirts, medals, bibs, anything like that? I'd be happy to help you out. You guys have to get excited for them so that they can see, oh my gosh, there's so much that this person can help me out with. And maybe it's just connecting them with the right people, or maybe it's something you do in-house, but you have to have that answer so that they can feel excited and feel confident in how you're going to be handling their events and their races. And then what other services do you offer? Do you offer anything else? Do you have a team of volunteers behind you? What other things do you have that you can offer out to these guys? They're going to be excited to hear about that as well. Prepare these answers ahead of time, and you'll be excited about what you find. And now Whitney's going to go over some of the timing services and the new offer here.
All right, guys. So now that Cam has covered the sales piece of it and touched on some of the things that you can include, we're going to kind of dig in a little further and go into the back end of RunSignUp to see exactly what you can add to your portfolio so that you can offer to your clients. So as Cam was saying, on top of basically just you become the consultant. That is your number one thing, is that you as a race day timer, you get to use RunSignUp services as your own. So RunSignUp services, all of our resources, our blogs, our tutorials, all of that, the marketing piece as well, it's yours. Use it. We have an extensive list of so many features that majority of the race directors, I myself am a senior account manager at RunSignUp, and I've been working with these race directors for a while now. And the number one question that we get is, what do you think? What have you seen in the industry? Well, I guess more than one question. What do you see in the industry? And what features on our platform should we use to really drive participants to our race? Those are questions that you can easily answer. And if you utilize the back end of our system, you can be that go-to person for your race directors. So starting with the RunSignUp configuration, the 7-step race wizard is an easy step for you to take. It's just going through that 7 steps, getting them started. And honestly, over the past couple of months, I can say from race director over race director over race director, as well as phone calls with potential clients, that is the hardest part, is just getting them over that edge of like, well, I've never done this before, so I don't know what it's going to look like. Or, well, is a virtual race different than a regular race? I need to go research for the next 6 weeks to make sure. And then that 6 weeks passes and these races have already started and they're missing out. So it's taking, if you can get them over that first hunch of being like, oh, hey, your race is already set up for you in the system. Now we just need to configure it and then we can post it and we'll be ready to roll. That's what they want to hear, because that first step is always the hardest. And then going a bit further, some of the best practices with setting up the back end of the system is the race website. If you can come out and build them a really cool race website using our cover pages and then link their domain to that, you've done one of the hardest parts for them, because that's something that they don't want to deal with, and they don't feel like dealing with uploading the images, putting in the content. Create it for them and show them how simple it is that they now have this cool race website where people can go look at what's going on with their race to register. Moving further, what Cam touched on a little bit with the fundraising and the donations, that is a big piece that we're seeing right now over the past couple of months. Fundraising and donation is picking up, and it's been interesting to see if you're connected with a charity, people are more willing to join because they want to help out in some way. So let's say they don't have a charity that they're connected with, or they didn't even think about that. Present them some options. Even if it's charities that you don't know, you've just heard of, present them an option and go, maybe you reach out to that charity and say, hey, would you mind if we work together and use you for our race? It's a win-win in that situation. Or maybe you have connections with specific charities. Offer that up to your race director and say, these are the charities that I usually work with. They're really easy to work with, and the RunSignUp system works really well where we can just do direct payment. So let's try to go with this charity, and we can set up this fundraising to create more community. We also, I've been in a lot of platforms, and RunSignup is one platform that is like no other with the email marketing system. It blows my mind that we have a built-in email marketing system within RunSignup. This makes it so easy for you to present that you can help them with their marketing. You can create those incomplete emails. You can create a drip campaign in the system for the people that have registered, whether that be just follow-up emails of keeping them engaged, but you can use that marketing system, and maybe you create a couple of simple templates that you use for every race. So it's like, the first, after 2 weeks, we're going to send out this email, and you keep it generic enough that you can reuse that over and over for all of your races. And then you can move on to the referral piece of it, where you use our referral program. Most races coming into this don't even know what a referral program is or how that would work. So give them ideas, present it like it's yours. Like, have you guys thought about this referral program? Maybe you offer a $20 cash back if they get 5 friends, or you add swag on top of that, because we know how everybody loves swag. So you offer 10, you get 10 people, we're going to give you a really cool sweatshirt. These are things that these race directors, they're just so overwhelmed with the big picture that they're not thinking about these little things that our platform can offer. But that's where you come in, because you can offer that.
I don't think much about it before I do, but over the last couple.
And then we go on to the result setup. Now, this is a big one. And yes, this is something that you guys are pretty familiar with as timers, but with RunSignup, we are pushing out new features pretty much every single week, if not a couple a week. So as a race director, as an account manager, I'm overwhelmed with the amount of new stuff that we keep pushing out, because we need to learn it and be able to help people. So is you become that expert, become the expert at virtual results within the RunSignup platform, so that they don't have to worry about it. They go to you. So I'm going to kind of go over a decent amount of the results set up in the next slide, but that's pretty much, you can go from start to finish with your results setup of turning the results on, creating those messages, making sure that they're getting that first email to say, hey, it's time to submit your results. Offer that you manage their results submissions, which is not a lot of work on your end, because it's a self-service platform, and people are able to just either text it in or just click a button and submit their time. So it's very little management, but it sounds like you're doing a ton. And if you take that load off of them of having to deal with customers or figure out how to do results, you're taking a huge burden off of their shoulders. And the last piece I want to touch on before we move to the next slide is utilize us here at RunSignup. If you have a large race that you want to approach and you're really excited about it, you're just not 100% confident on a certain couple of areas, use us. Contact your account manager, contact somebody in sales. We can either run through a demo with you, we can be on the call with you, but we are here to help you. We want you to win just as much. So please use us as well. And you know, the blogs and the tutorials, we have them. We have a ton of them. And so you can also use those. So to kind of further with the results, I know that you've probably been in webinars that we've talked about this a couple of times already, but in the results package it as one of, you're going to manage all the timing results. You're going to set up the timing results. You're going to create a pre-race bid design for them, or you're going to help them and collaborate them to create this bid. I can guarantee you, a race director coming into this, unless they've been reading a lot on RunSignup, they don't know about any of this. So you present this to them as additional features that you can offer, and you're really building up your portfolio. So your pre-race bid design, the bib assignment is literally like 3 clicks in the system and you have bib assignment set. It doesn't really mean anything when it's virtual. So use this. The finisher certificate, create something really cool, get creative with it. Help them upload that map. Some people are really weird about, they feel like it's too much technology when it's not a JPEG file or a PNG file. So help them out a little bit and just do it for them. And then the last one with the results package, which is going a little above and beyond the run sign up piece of it, is if the race director has a Facebook group, or if they don't, recommend them creating a Facebook group for the race, and then tell them that you'll jump in and engage the participants with them, whether that be if it's a challenge and it's a 3-month challenge, maybe you jump in once a month and you do like a 30-minute Facebook Live, and we're going to rattle off who the top people are right now, and just get creative with that. Or if it's a race that's a half marathon and it's one day that they're able to submit their results, do a Facebook Live broadcast and be the announcer, play some music, have some fun, call people out, just be interactive with them. The more creative that you can get, especially right now with more virtual races coming up, the more they're going to be interested in hearing what you have to say. And so to kind of bundle all of that up, we've now gone over a handful of features in the RunSignup platform to generate this incredible portfolio for you. It's an expansive portfolio of all of these features that RunSignup already has created, where you just have to plug and play at this point. So through the race setup, fundraising donations, results package, the marketing piece of it, and then you can wrap in the final piece with the race joy, because that is something extremely valuable that only our timers have to offer. And it's a feature that everybody wants. So with that portfolio, we're going to move into the donations and fundraising events. And what Cam's going to talk a little bit just about why this is important, and then I'll get into the technology piece of it on how you can utilize our features to the fullest.
Yeah, so again, like we talked about before, your donations and fundraising events are the ones that are probably providing the largest opportunity for you guys. So in RunSignup, the most growth that we've had is in nonprofit organizations looking to make up some of those donation dollars that they lost. And so you guys can really have an opportunity to come in and sweep in and really take advantage of this. So with donations and fundraisings, one of the best parts about that is that it's very simple to offer. We all know that there's an easy add for the donation button at the top, that they can do things like add in a lot of the features that we're about to go over here in a second. But what they don't know, what your clients don't know, is that you provide an opportunity for them to do this. In their mind, they're thinking, I'm going to have you help me with the registration and some of the features we've talked about before. But if we don't bring up those donations, then they're thinking that they have to go out and do that themselves, or they have to keep track of fundraising. Old school, if any of you guys grew up doing fundraisers in school, where you had to keep track of everything on a sheet of paper and then bring it to the school at the end of the fundraiser, or Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts and things like that. Gone are those days. The ability to do it all digitally, keep track of that, and really offer that to your customers. The step further, though, where you can really start to shine above other people who offer that sort of service, is that you're going to talk to them about things where you can track those donations, market out to your top donors for your next event, and be able to attract them to that other event to donate again. You're going to track who your top fundraisers are, and we're going to select those into their own group, their own list, that you're going to email market to get them to be involved in your other events down the road. And so we're constantly not going to let things fall down the cracks and get missed when there's opportunity on the table. And when you really get excited about the different opportunities that these people have lost in the past and show them a way that they're not going to lose that going forward, along with the ability to have digital events and be creative about these events, they're going to be super excited to work with you time and time again. Again, these nonprofit organizations are looking for help. They're reaching out to ourselves. They're reaching out to other organizations that they know from just connections and networking to see, what are you doing? How are you making it? What are you doing differently that I'm not doing? And if there's something out there, they are willing to give it a shot, because so many of these nonprofits, unfortunately, there's going to be a large amount that we will not potentially see in 2021. And these nonprofits are really the ones going out there and doing some of this work that we are so appreciative of. Things like animal shelters, food banks, religious organizations, healthcare units, and healthcare workers. All these different things that we want to support are out there, and these nonprofits are actually doing the work. Go behind them and support them and show them a way forward so that they can continue year after year thanking you for helping them through this tough year. And so with that, I'll pass it back to Whitney.
So with the donations and fundraising, we're going to touch on the donations first, but we have a handful of features in our system that you guys can sell to your clients on how easy it is to not necessarily market the charity, but present the charity and have different levels and different areas within the system that you can expose the charity. So in the first setup is, which you'll see the donate to the Oregon Food Bank, that is in line with the registration. That's also something that you would see if you clicked on the donate button on the registration page. And the way that this is built out is it has a handful of features that we have, like these hot buttons right here, the $100, $50, $20. That's a good way when people are just going through and they read a quick description of what the charity is. It's an easy way for somebody to just click instead of having to type in a dollar amount. They can be like, oh, sure, I'll donate $10, or oh, sure, I'll donate $50. And as you see at the top of that, it shows like this guy has the classic hot sauce if you donate $5, but you can put different levels. So let's say like $50 feeds 5 families for 5 weeks, something like that, where you're putting meaning behind that dollar amount. We also have direct payment to charity. So maybe their issue is they don't want to collect all the payments themselves, because then they're going to have to figure out what money goes to them and what money goes to the charity, and it's just going to be too confusing for them. Well, you have reporting that you can offer them that is fully transparent. It breaks everything down for you. And you can also offer the direct payment to charity, so they don't even have to worry about receiving the money because it goes directly to the charity. And that setup is so simple. If you've been in the platform and messed around with it, it's literally entering in an email address and a name of the person at the charity, and then they get a full list of instructions on how to do it. And these tools are all designed to help you help your client. So it's something that you definitely want to use. And the last little bit for the donations is my favorite, which is the checkbox at the checkout. So let's say they don't register during the registration process, but when they get to that checkout, there's going to be a little checkbox that you can set up by the bottom, where before you click confirm payment, that asks if they want to make a small donation to the charity. Our sweet spot that I've seen is around $3. It's not $1, and it's not as high as a $5 where people are going to kind of think about it. It's just like, oh, sure, I'll donate $3, no big deal. And then they move on. And it's a really easy way to just help gain momentum with that charity and help the charity out. So the next one is the fundraising, which our fundraising system is, you can get into a lot of different ways that you can utilize our fundraising. I'm not going to get into all of that here, but I do want to just touch on a couple of points. Fundraising can be a really good way to gain community as well as just interaction and noise around your race. You can do individual fundraising, you can create team fundraising, you can require fundraising. So there's a handful of races, and this is something that you could offer if you have a nonprofit that comes to you that wants to put on a race. Do a required fundraising race where they are required to raise $250, and then they'll receive their race registration and refunds back, and they've hit their minimum. So it's like a goal that they have that they can reach. So that's an opportunity. We also have Facebook fundraising, which is one of the coolest things of Facebook is so great with pushing these nonprofits and always posting, like that's the first thing you see on your feed is if somebody's raising money for a charity. It's always one of the first things that pops up. So we've integrated that Facebook fundraising with RunSignUp, and it's a huge feature that you can push to your clients of once they go through and set up their fundraising, or maybe you automatically set up their fundraising for them, they'll be able to create this Facebook fundraising page that links back to RunSignUp. All of the funds go to the charity. But those donations will display in the RunSignUp platform. It will also help lower that processing fee. Facebook does not charge a fee at all for for fundraising. So you get a 0% processing fee on Facebook. That's going to lower your total percentage of our 4% on RunSignUp. So it's a great sell. And with that, so that's essentially the donations and fundraising in a short little segment. We can definitely, if that's something that you want to learn more about, I recommend going to our tutorials as well as the blogs. We have a ton of stuff on it, and we have a handful of webinars. So if you want to learn more, we do have those resources for you. And the last little piece of what we're going to talk about is race joy. I said this in the beginning, we're just going to touch on it because there was a full webinar on race joy already. And all of these webinars will be coming out on Friday. So if you did not get a chance to watch it, I highly recommend going back and checking that out because it's a great feature for you to offer.
Yeah, when you guys are presenting this to people and you're wanting to show them about race joy, you know, if you are certified, make sure you have that on your emails, on your signatures, on anything you're putting out there. Make sure you put that certification badge. It speaks so much. Think about when someone is Microsoft certified and they have that right next to it, or Mac certified, or Geek Squad, or anything like that. When people are looking for technical support, they want to see that this person has all the certifications necessary. Just this morning, I was talking with my group here locally that I network with, and I got so excited when I saw that someone was just certified under Toshiba for printers. I don't know why. If I look back at it, I have no clue. But they were very excited that I was very excited that they were certified for support on those printers. I don't own one or anything, but it's just exciting to have on there. So be sure that you go out there and you put that on there if you are certified. If not, I strongly, strongly, strongly encourage you to go out there and offer that. RaceJoy is a service that you can provide to your customers that no one else can provide but certified RaceJoy timers. And that is powerful to be able to say that I have a function that no one else can touch. Only I can offer this to you because I have taken the time to make sure that I can offer this quality product to my certified clients. And I'd love to help you guys out with it. And from there, you can talk about things like sponsorships, where they can have a sponsor ad on there like you guys have learned about in these other webinars. You can add things like banner cheers and things of that nature, and people will get excited for it. So we're going to go through just a quick overview of RaceJoy. And again, like Whitney said, there's tons and tons of webinars out there. And again, with webinars, if you have customers and clients that are interested in learning more about some of these features you offer, use our resources. Show them how you can do that. Give them links to our blogs, give them links to our webinars, give them links to our YouTube videos, get them excited about the services that you offer. And that's, again, things that you can offer to them that don't take any more dollars out of your pocket there.
So we're going to go over, again, you can pretty much just read from the slide, but we're going to go over the key features with RaceJoy, which is essentially what it boils down to is that you can completely customize RaceJoy. I know as an account manager myself, on a weekly basis, I get asked, well, I want to use RaceJoy. They say it, they don't know what it means, but they think it seems really cool and they want it. And so when I go down the hole of explaining it to them, they're like, oh, well, I don't know, that seems complicated. So that's where you guys can come in and we can loop you in and say, oh, well, here's a timer in your area that uses RaceJoy, you should get with them. And so you can leverage RaceJoy a ton because they love the features, they've watched the webinar, they just have no idea what it means or how to use it. So customizing it, adding the course, creating a communication system with it. The sponsors is huge right now because everybody's trying to figure out how do you use sponsors in a virtual world. Some of the features for the participant is they get to feel more, instead of it just being like, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to go on a run and that's going to be my virtual race for the day. They have more interaction where maybe they can see, like this morning with the 5K, like we have some really fast people at RunSignup, and they're very competitive individuals. And so like they can see what each other are doing, they can cheer for each other, they can smack talk to each other all they want. I get that on a daily basis from people on our team. And they can just feel like they're more involved in that, like create that community. So push that with this Race Joy. The Race Joy is such a valuable feature for you. Again, we have a list of key features. I'm sure you've seen this because we actually stole it from the webinar on RaceJoy. So you've seen this, I'm not gonna go over it again, but we just wanna touch on the fact that RaceJoy is something so unique to this, and it's such a good selling point. So it's something that you wanna utilize, and you have the support. You have our info team is happy to support you or your clients with specific questions. So you have the tools, it's just you being able to use them and actually just present them at that point, because the system is doing it for you. And last but not least, we're going to wrap this all up and just kind of cover exactly what we went over of how you can get the most out of RunSignup. The takeaway that we want you to get today is that you have a huge portfolio at your fingertips that has already been built out for you, that you just have to use to then go and present to your clients. It's a package deal that's already been created. You're not recreating the wheel, that you just have to go and talk to people. And so the best way to do it is make it easy, make it simple, you'll be successful. That's what RunSignup has done a fantastic job of creating these tutorials, creating marketing around it, and these incredible features that we keep pushing out weekly for you to use as tools to then go sell. So it breaks down to understanding their need, which Cam covered, of understanding their need, having those questions, be prepared, having those questions ready, and having the answers to those questions because you know what they're going to ask. Because 9 out of 10 times, everybody is looking for the same thing. You present the solution, which is your entire portfolio utilized within the RunSignup system, because RunSignup system is your system. And then you make that sale. You take that first step for them and you make that final sale. You create this relationship, and now moving forward, regardless of if we're virtual or if we're live, you're gonna have a client that trusts you and that's always gonna recommend you.
Awesome.
And Cam, if you wanna add some last minute touches.
Yeah, I would just say I'm excited for you guys and the opportunity that's out there for you. You guys have a great wealth of people who are just waiting to be called, waiting to be contacted because they've lost whatever it might be that they were depending on. And they need people to come beside them and really offer up a technology solution for them moving forward. And so all you guys need to do is pick up the phone and reach out to these guys and really start to present all of these services as your own, as your portfolio, like Whitney was talking about, to really push out to these guys. And I'm excited for what you guys can really put together for them.